Alright, I've gone through some comments recently and got a comment of somebody asking me sort of to do a video, if the answer was too long, or do a video on what I like and dislike and what's neutral in Belgrade. And it's a long answer that I gave that person, but I'll give some of the answer on this video as well, because I don't really have much else to fill with today. Today I'm going to walk to the main police station, which is about, I don't know, 45 minutes from here. Doesn't matter, I walk a lot anyway. And I'm going to rebook my flight at Air Serbia to get a date, which I can use to ask the police about my possible prolonging of a visa if needed be. I know that I did get a comment from somebody stating that they talked to their embassy, which said that the 3-month visiting visa for Schengen area, I don't even know if it was for Schengen areas, it like does not take the state of emergency into account. So basically I have stayed in Serbia for 2 weeks, 10 days actually, well 2 weeks now, yeah. So and I have 3 more months to go, but since it's such an important piece of information to get right, I do want to get it right myself. I cannot just trust somebody's word, even if it may be it's fully possible that it's correct. I don't question that, and thank you very much for that information. I just don't know, because I contacted my own embassy and they did not know. They said, you know, to go to the police. Let me start off with Belgrade. What I like about Belgrade is nothing special. There are very nice places here, and there are some ugly places. It's not the prettiest city in the world. It just isn't. If you go somewhere else, you know that. But that's not the point. Why I like to stay here is because of the people. It's because of the atmosphere, not because of the dog poo that I constantly smell when I go out somewhere where there's grass. The rebel graffiti that I see on beautiful walls doesn't bother me so much. It just makes me sort of question, like, why? But I suppose the rebel graffiti is there for a reason, and it's not about looking pretty. It's more about stating something, which means that people have opinions here, which is healthy. I mean, you can't expect a place that does not think or act in the way that another state would do to look like that other state. Then you might as well ask, why doesn't all the other countries look like Belgrade? Or why doesn't all the other cities look like Belgrade? Well, it's not even apples and pears. It's like apples and screwdrivers. What's the point of comparing? Having said that, yeah, I'm not a typical, what you call a typical tourist. I don't walk around constantly in the center of Belgrade, going through all the museums, taking a tour bus and having an ice cream in Kalemegdan and sipping cafe lattes in the middle of the city. I like to walk around and talk to people and hang around and take shots of ugly places and nice places and places that people say, oh, why do you take pictures of that? That's ugly. You know what? That's not your business. It may remind me of something. I do sip I don't sip lattes. I sip coffee at coffee shops, absolutely. And I do walk in Kalemegdan. I do walk in touristy areas, and I do visit museums. But that's just not all I do, and that's not. If I had stayed here for a shorter period of time, that's not the first thing I do. The first thing I do usually is something completely different, or just walking around. I don't have to go visit this place and then that place and then this, and I don't need to take the same pictures of places that are already sold as postcards by professional photographers. I don't do that. So, having said that, I like randomly walking into a pekare, buying whatever I feel like, hanging around in a coffee shop, stopping somewhere, sitting down on a bench. This is what I love about ex-commie places in Europe, that there are so many benches out there. We used to have a lot of benches in Finland, like in parks, and now they just sort of disappeared one by one because, well, nobody sits down and looks at life anymore. We sit down and we look at Instagram constantly. And I think that's sad. We miss out on life because we're checking life through some scope and something. I don't know. I mean, by the way, if you missed this artist, Paweł Kuczynski is a Polish artist who's drawing truths about our society today. Go pay him a visit. I'll show you some samples here. They are very astute, very... well, you don't have to be astute to see them, but they are very... They will hit you in the solar plexus. And it's really good and it's really scary. I like seeing life in parks, which you don't really see that much. And I like how people interact with their kids. Some things that I don't like is the... No, I'm not going to say that because I'll get like multiple of hate mail and comments on that. But I'll tell you something, I'll give you an example of what I don't like. Yesterday when I was walking somewhere, there was a family with a kid, maybe 4 or 5 years old tops. He had a toy gun that was designed to look like a real gun, like a real revolver. And he kept shooting people. So he was aiming his gun at me. That's not normal, that's abnormal, and you should be ashamed of yourself. What the f***? I told his parents, please, have your kid not aim a gun at people. And the man of the family said, yes, sorry, he apologized. He did apologize and said it won't happen again. Of course, you hear that the kid is still snapping off at people at random. I think that's extremely abnormal to have a kid shoot people. I mean, you wouldn't give a sex toy to a child, but I mean, having sex is way more natural and normal than shooting people, wouldn't you say? Like me, for instance, it is so taboo to talk about sex, of course, because that's so unnatural. It's not like you and me are here because our parents had sex. Oh, wait, it is. They did have sex, and here we are. I, for one, would rather get shot, and I, for one, would rather than shoot. And look at me censoring the natural word and not censoring the unnatural word here. Okay, so my rant just got so out of hand that I'm going to take a deep breath, count to 10, and leave you guys with a song by J. Karjalainen, which is a really beautiful song. I just sort of made another production of it with a little that I can, shitty microphones and all, but nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll leave you with some pictures. Muistan kuinka hiivimme ylös vuokrahuoneeseen. Älä herätä mummoa, sä sanoit, jätä kengät eteiseen. Ja sä keitit meille teetä hitaamaisen tapaan. Uskotko yliluonnollisen, sä kysyit, uskotko telepatiaan? Oh, tähtilampun alla, siinä sängyn laidalla, kun me kerran suudeltiin, aina uskoin ihmeisiin. Kuuntelimme viestejä radion kohinasta ja koitimme siirtää pöytää ajatuksen voimalla. Seinen takana mummo jatkoi yskimistään. Meillä oli yliaistit, hän ei kuullut yhtään mitään. Tähtilampun alla, siinä sängyn laidalla, kun me kerran suudeltiin, aina uskoin ihmeisiin, aina uskoin ihmeisiin, aina uskoin ihmeisiin. Mistä muistin sinut nyt, niin monen vuoden jälkeen? Käsi voitesi tuoksun, kai tunsin jossain leijailleen. Vai tapahtuiko kenties jotain elämää suurempaa? Muistatko kun me leikimme telepatiaa? Tähtilampun alla, siinä sängyn laidalla.